Hello, and welcome to another RANGROO cast with me, RANGROO, and today we are doing a 1v1 on Here Lies the Heroes. So our two heroes today, in the bottom, in the left, playing as Blue and as Cartel. I was about to say playing as the left, but that doesn't really make any sense now, does it? But anyway, playing Cartel in the blue, we have Hebo. And up top in the red, also playing as Cartel, we have Fargo. Hopefully there be no red chippers involved. Now I just want to say right now, my Xbox controller, for some reason with some replays, I can't move around the camera all silky smooth. So you're going to have to deal with a rather jagged WSAD style camera. And I hope that didn't give you a headache. But anyway, let's speed up the early game as usual. So we got one aluminium and one oil from Hebo. And the same thing from Fargo, only taking up half the refineries, or half the field, so most likely they're going to be buying the second one ASAP. You've already got the racks and getting a vehicle depot out, while Fargo getting his vehicle out as well. And I'm guessing either side will probably want to start getting a prison module for their barracks, so you can start pumping out those super hinds to try and capture the banks on the islands. Usually early game transport helicopter play is ready to go in this map for an upper early game advantage. And now Hebo straight for the super hind. And oh, whoa, a little bit fast on my end. He's already attacking Fargo's base. Run low and automatic. We've got two Vipers going to be popping in to say hello, but Hebo, he is smart, he's kiting them, keeping his range, and Fargo bringing up an automatic of his own, forcing Hebo to start retreating, but he has a friend along with him, and he should have enough firepower to deal with that run low and automatic. And they just take pot shots after pot shots with a giant 76mm naval guns. If you don't know, the automatic was originally a naval gun, which was eventually put on top of a tank chassis, because why the hell not? And why the hell not indeed? Fargo getting an artillery turret for base defense, a rather smart idea. And they're just going to be able to barrage the automatics at range. There we go. And even bringing up a few reinforcements. And Hebo doing some very good early game aggression. Let's take a look at his base. He does have... where is his super hind? Or is it already moving out? Yes. No, that's the recon. Huh. Where did it go? Unless Fargo continuing to pump out the autos and finally getting the prison module. Speed it up a bit more, and oh, what is this coming out already? We've got a repair center from Hebo. Both sides really focusing on their buildings right now instead of their economy, just using their standard or starting oil fields as their only source of income. Haven't really expanded around. Oh, here we go. Hebo's finally expanding. And he's going to be getting himself some Breme to use. And oh look, here's his super hind. And he has quite a bit of a force here, some Vipers. And I believe that is the twin-barreled anti-tank missile infantry guys. I forgot the name of them exactly. The Streliks. That's what they're called, Streliks. He's going to be repairing a super hind before moving out. And I have a feeling he might just go straight for Fargo's base instead of trying capping these banks. He's on a mass bit more of a force, and he's splitting up his infantry a bit. Some in one hind, some in the other. Let's take a look at Fargo's base. He's amassing super hind of his own. No infantry inside of his. So it's probably just pure harassing play right now. He's dropping off infantry on the bank and gonna get a very nice little economic boost. Only dropping contractors, no Grinches, no anti-air infantry, and there we go. A little bit of an engagement in the middle. This is behind going to be firing at the automatics. As both sides cross force. And Fargo did do the right thing by pulling back, not wanting to stay into the automatic line of fire. And yeah, if he just focuses fire, he will kill the autos quite easily. Forcing Habo to finally retreat. But Habo does have the bank in the bottom under his control, and as you can see, he's got 4 Grint Skies for anti-air purposes. And it does seem like both sides are really just focusing on the helicopters and staying in the light vehicle bay early game, not wanting to rush up too much technologically. There we go, Fargo's moving out once again. And even doing the same dual refineries on the same oil field. And an artillery turret for safekeeping. And Fargo's going to be moving along the left hand side. If he flies over this bank, it's not going to be a pretty sight. Well, Hebo doing a little bit more of a different strategy, keeping his helicopters very close to his ground force, and the Brem ATU will definitely be quite an advantage, being able to heal the helicopters in midair. And Hebo's helicopters are fully loaded up with infantry guys. Mainly a lot of anti-tank infantry, even a few AA guys. And there we go, Fargo managing to clear out the bank and capture it with his own infantry. The Hinds taking damage, but none of them getting killed, and that is a nice thing about Super Hinds. They have a lot of HP, so they can tank those AA missiles early game. They just lack on the offensive power. Until you get napalm bombs. Napalm bombs are beautiful. Real beautiful. If you want to clear out banks and buildings, you really can't go wrong with napalm bombs. And Hebo trying to catch a man in the act, and he's just going to be attacking the bank once again. And Fargo, no AA guys, so the contractors are just going to get eaten up. Actually, no, none of them get shot down. I think Hebo actually has napalm bombs. Yes, he does. And as you can see, they are bloody deadly. Bloody deadly. I mean, it's such a weird, bit like real life militarily. The whole idea of the Hind, when it was first produced in the 70s, was to literally fly over enemy places, like enemy pillboxes or enemy fortifications, and drop bombs directly on top of them like a plane. Soviets did have quite an interesting helicopter doctrine during the mid-Cold War, and the Hind really does show. I mean, imagine like an Apache flying over like a bunch of infantry and then dropping a bomb. It's much more safer just to use a Hellfire missile at 2,800 meters or, a couple kilometers away, and to have the same effect. But nonetheless, Fargo is attacking, hitting that refinery up. The Super Hinds doing a lot of damage. Does he have? Yeah, he does have damage. Both sides really focusing for his helicopter play, but Hebo does have the automatics, and the automatics are very nice AA units. That is going to be forcing Fargo to fall back. As Hebo, the ground units are definitely quite an advantage to his helicopter force, because if he can engage, he can sort of bait them towards the automatics, and they do some very good anti-air damage, as we all know. Fargo got all his infantry spread out in the buildings apart from the bank itself. Have both sides got the tokamak generator yet? And you got the barracks and prison. Yeah, Fargo's still in the early game, and Hebo is the same thing, just really focusing on that Super Hind play. They're both expanded quite a bit as well, gaining a few refineries. Fargo a bit more expanded in Habo right now. Now look, one low and automatic. May want to get out of here as they're being chased by Super Hind. Oh no, he's got a change of heart, and that will be the end of him. And Habo is going to be moving up, going to be taking the midpoint. But he's going to attack Fargo's base, that is the question. I mean, he can harass his refinery here. The artillery turret may prove a little bit of a pain in the butt, but nothing that a few Super Hinds can handle. He is going to be attacking. There isn't unloading his infantry yet, and damn, he has a lot of anti-tank infantry. So much anti-tank infantry, but the anti-tank infantry won't really help against such a big helicopter force, and it seems like Fargos is going to be flying right by him. Have not wanted anything to do with these guys. Maybe try and attack Habo's base and force him back. And Habo's is doing a great job hitting up these refineries. And Fargo doing the same thing. A little bit of a base trade scenario right now. Habo is pumping out some other Super Hinds to try and deal with this. And now, Habo, he's not going to fall back, he's going to keep his ground and move up. And he's going to be attacking, and all of these all these supply helicopters. And he's going to unload the infantry. Because those AT infantry definitely help knocking down his buildings. Also, he could get them in here maybe. And that'll be a great defensive position. There we are. Oh, something to worry about. It is its ground force. Very nice mix of a few Scorpions and automatics. So Fargo, he is doing quite a lot of damage. He really just needs to focus down one building at a time. And try to get that vehicle bay and barracks down so he can just easily attack Habo's base. Even Habo will also attack, and this is a base trade scenario, ladies and gentlemen. It's all about the base race. Who will kill the other person's base before the airbase gets blown up, and Habo unloading his coup d'etat. The AT infantry, and they do have the double-barreled upgrade. But unlike a double-barreled shotgun that shoots 2 bucket-shot shells, these guys shoot 2 goddamn anti-tank missiles. Double the firepower. Let's see, Habo, he doesn't have any standard infantry, so he can't be capping any buildings. And Ro, what the hell? What? Was that a nuke? Was that a nuke? Because that looked like a nuke, but neither side can get a nuke. So what was that? Maybe that was the power. Oh, I think it was the tokamak generator. When that gets blown up, it makes a big boom. I never knew that. Oh, you always learn something every day. Now, if you look at Habo's base, he has taken quite a lot of losses. Though he did manage to prevail. Still has his vehicle bay and a lot of his buildings. Okay, yeah. Definitely the tokamak generator blowing up. Damn, that's kind of scary to have near your base, because, you know, it's like a red barrel in a first-person shooter. You shoot at, everything blows up nearby. That's a cool little feature. Srashens, that's what the guy called, not Scratch, but Srashens, or Sessions, however you say it. It seems like Habo is sort of gaining advantage in this base race. He still has a ground force and he's still putting on the pressure. Fargo getting the automatics, which is desperately what he needs to shoot down the Super Hinds. I think that tokamak getting blew up definitely helps. That did a lot of damage to the HQ and the repair center. But can Fargo recover from this? The Srashens been a very helpful unit, as they can snipe the automatics. I mean, if he stays roughly around here, he should be safe. Oh, Fargo does surrender. Now it'll be a GG to Hebo, and what an interesting match. Very aggressive, early game cartel players doing rather similar strategies, but Hebo really came up on top thanks to having a ground force to complement his aircraft. Because, you know, against Fargo, who only used super hinds, you know, Hebo also had the automatics to help and complement his super hinds with the Brem ATU, and also he actually loaded up his super hinds with lots of infantry to drop into the enemy base, and Vipers and Trashens to an awful lot of damage. And damn, like a little bit of a nuclear finish with that Tokmak going completely kaboom. But yeah, a very interesting match indeed. Rather similar playstyles, but you saw the slight intricacies between each player's playstyle. But now I'm going to shut up, and this has been another RANGROO cast. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as usual, please just take it easy.